I'd like to call to order the Tuesday, May 4th, 2021 regular meeting of the Hendry County School Board. At this time, we will have Pastor Chuck Pelham from New Harvest Church lead us in the invocation. If you are so led, please stand and join us.
Let's pray. Lord, today as we gather together, we recognize our differences in beliefs, values, and even some in here with different faith traditions. But we honor our unity here tonight with gratitude. Thank you for giving us the ability to love and to be loved, for helping us recognize those little God moments in the beauty and in the vastness of your creation, and for working in the lives of those leaders that are represented here tonight. Lord, I thank you for inspiring them to make a positive impact on families that they serve in our county. Encourage them, strengthen them, give them strength mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Give them the wisdom to know what is right, and the courage to do what is right, and the integrity to uphold what is right in order for them to lead our school districts in the spirit of truth and in your righteousness. We know and we understand tonight that the task that lies before them is a serious one, and every decision will be weighed and held accountable as it affects many lives both locally and regionally. So our prayer tonight in the midst of this great assembly is that wisdom would emerge and solutions would rise and opinions, and it would rise above opinions and hypotheses. Let the truth of what needs to be said and done prevail over every secret agenda, every wrong motive, and every deceptive intention. Lord, we realize the hour in which our leaders have, they've been empowered for this hour to carry out and exercise their authority that will be good for our families and our community. Now more than ever, give them divine guidance and divine intervention to help solve what lies before them. Lord, your word declares that if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask of God who gives to all without finding fault. So Lord, today we pray, give our leaders wisdom. Give them wisdom from above. Give them wisdom beyond the intellect of man. And give them the heart to walk it out with the grace and the humility so that our schools will thrive and continue to excel. Lord, our eyes are on you, our hope and our confident expectation is on you tonight. And we thank you and we praise you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Amen. Amen.
And at this time, will you join us with the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Superintendent, at this time, do you have any presentations?
We do have a presentation tonight, and keeping in concert with our school presentations that was requested by the board so that we can all be updated and see the great things that are going on within our schools. Tonight we have with us the leadership from Clewiston High School and leadership on the adult level and some of the greatest student leaders that God ever put breath in. To get the presentation started, I would like to introduce the principal of Clewiston High School, Mr. Philip Summers.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Philip Summers. I'm the principal of Clewiston High School. And here with me to my left, I have Mr. Carantham, my assistant principal, and Mr. Ian Stone, our dean. And we're here to talk a little bit about the good things that's going on at Clewiston High School. We have a bunch of great things going on. Just past March, we had our school accreditation, which happens every 5 years. The school has to get accredited, and we go through a process of showing the great things that we got going on, procedures, standards, and continuous improvement, and also culture. We had a group of educators come in and review those things with us. We also had a group with stakeholders, community stakeholders, and also student stakeholders was interviewed and said some very great things about Clewiston High School. And also we have from Dr. Egley stated, quoted, also in his 35 years of education, I've never heard such a positive accreditation report on any school. And that goes from our leadership, our staff, and our faculty, the hard work we're putting in, buying into the vision and the mission of Clewiston High School. What's also great about us is the culture we have at Clewiston High School, and we have about 50% of our staff are graduates of Clewiston High School, and I think that's bringing a very sense of pride of what's going on at Clewiston High School and what we believe in. So in saying that, moving along, this past Friday we had 34 kids just graduated with an AA degree from Florida Southwest University. And we have about 10 more kids that have over 30 plus credits toward that degree also. So that's just most like the first year folks that got in a little bit late. But my kids are doing an excellent job with working with that. Now, Mr. Crampton, talk a little bit.
Let me share and celebrate some good things with you real quick. Let me ask you a question. How many UF graduates do we have in this room right now? Raise your hand. We have a plenty. You have 5 more from the class of 2021 that are going to be joining you on that road. One of those was awarded a $30,000 scholarship. 3 of those were each awarded $20,000 a year. Next question, how many of you are Florida State graduates in this room? Please share. Well, I got good news for you. You got 8 more on the road to join you. All right, how about University of South Florida? Raise your hand. I got good news for you. We've got a dozen that have been accepted to University of South Florida and UCF. Any UCF inside? All right. We've got, hold on, I got more good stuff for you. We have a dozen more going to Florida Gulf Coast University. Raise your hand if you're in here too. All right. And each of those students, each of those dozen students are going to receive $5,000 per year for 3 years to attend Florida Gulf Coast University. So those are just some of the great things that the class of 2021 has accomplished, and that's just the start, because next Monday we are going to have our 2021 class night, scholarship night, and there are thousands of more that are going to go with those students as they move forward in their life and their career. So I'd like to congratulate 2021 and celebrate the good things here tonight. Thank you very much.
We're continuing to talk about scholarships. We're especially proud of our 20 students that have already qualified and earned the Florida Bright Future Scholarship. We have 6 more that are on their way to getting that, and that's especially noteworthy because this is the first year that they have, again, upped that requirement. And that is a level of attainment on that SAT and those tests that does not happen by accident. They have put in hours and hours of work to attain that. And for me personally, this is an especially important group because they're the last group that I got to have in the classroom. And I knew as freshmen that they would get here, and I'm just very excited to see where they go from here as well. So
That's awesome. And saying that we have a bunch of great things to offer our students from our Collegiate Academy, from our AP courses, and a vast variety of CTE, career technical educational programs that we have. And saying that, I have 3 of our star students going to come up and talk a little bit about their journey. And and I'll start out with Kylie Davis, and Junior Crew can come on up. And they'll tell you a little bit about it. And it's very, very tough to choose. We have so many great things going on from my ag department, Mr. Miller in the Photoshop class. But these folks and the work and the heart that Ms. Peterson poured into them year-round. It's a year-round wraparound services that she provides, and she does an excellent job, and you'll get an opportunity to understand what I'm talking about when you hear these young ladies and gentlemen speak. Connie, come on up. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kylie Davis. I'm a senior at Clewiston High School, and I'm the captain of the Clewiston High School Public Service Academy. Tonight I wanted to speak a little bit about a club that I'm just very proud to be a part of, as well as a course that I've taken all 4 years of high school. Level 1 of criminal justice is an open invitation to all. You're welcome to come in if you're a freshman, sophomore. We really don't accept anything past that. Freshman year, you learn about the history of law enforcement in America. You learn about your court systems, your prison systems, just the very basics of criminal justice in the United States. Level 2 is when it becomes a bit more selective. You have to apply, fill out a bit of an application, and then you're more than welcome if you fit those credentials. This is where you begin to wear a uniform. This is our Class A. This is where we go to more professional establishments. We have a Class B and then a Class C that we usually use for more of our rigorous things that we participate in. At level 2, you're expected to be much more professional. You're expected to have a certain level of integrity and honesty. In this course, you learn about road patrol, how to perform a traffic stop, just like the real world, just like officers do today. You have to learn radio communications, your phonetic alphabet, how to talk on a radio, things like that. Report writing. Officers have to fill out a report after everything they respond to, so you have to learn how to do those. And this is where you learn job skills, how to be on time, how to be reliable, things like that. Level 3 is just as selective. You also have to wear your uniform here. Also, if I did mention before, your uniforms are a grade, so you learn very quickly the punishment if you don't wear them. Level 3 is investigations. You learn how to behave around a crime scene, how to investigate a crime scene. You learn how to fingerprint, both off of a person and off of things that fingerprints can be found on. Level 4 is very selective. This is a very rigorous course, and it requires a lot of honesty, a lot of integrity, and a lot of professionalism. So if you didn't wear your uniform in level 3 or level 2, you more than likely won't get into level 4. You learn how to dispatch. You learn about telecommunications, things like that. At the end of the year, after you completed your 232 hours of your training, you can go on to test and to get a certification in telecommunications and dispatching, which me and Sergeant Carlos will be doing this Thursday, so we're very excited for that. I just wanted to give a bit of a personal story as to how this course has affected me. If you would have told me 3 years ago that I would be speaking to a group of people larger than 5, I probably would have looked at you like you were a bit crazy. I still do get a bit nervous speaking in front of people, but I can't imagine what I would be like had I not joined this club. Things like ordering food at a restaurant, speaking to adults, it gave me my heart would race, my palms would sweat, my legs would shake. It was nothing like what it is today. I can speak freely. I can speak in a group like this. I can speak about all the things that this program has done for me and much more. If I were to sit here and give you every detail about the benefits that this organization can offer, I would be here for weeks. I can't even begin to explain how it has impacted me as a leader. I never actually saw myself as a leader. I didn't think I had the potential to lead a group of 3, let alone a group of 20 plus. I've been captain for this entire school year. I've learned so many things about my community, so many things about the people within my community. I've met with congressmen, I've met with interns from Washington, I've met government officials, I've done color guard at government, things that you I'm very proud of where I've come from. I'm very proud of my group and all the things they have to offer. So thank you for your time.
Good evening. My name is Sergeant Carlos Canales. I am currently a senior at Clewiston High School, and I am a sergeant in the Clewiston High School Public Service Academy. I joined recently this year, and it's been a fun year. I've learned to take on many responsibilities and to be at places on time and looking sharp. I've been through every single level 1, 2, and 3, and I'm in E911 now, which is the 4th level. I have completed every single one, and I have learned so much throughout the years. I've learned everything from the history of policing to correctional facilities, performing a traffic stop, writing a report, fingerprinting, all that stuff. And currently, as she said, we are about to take our certification exam for dispatching on Thursday. And it has been an amazing experience being in this class all 4 years. And I am glad that I'm still here, to be honest, because I'm not from the U.S. at all. I'm still not a resident. I don't have my citizenship, none of that. I do have a permission to work visa, but I had an order of deportation on me, so anything happens, I can be sent out of here anytime soon. And it's hard. It's hard to wake up every day and to think of that, but sometimes because of all my friends in this class, I easily forget about it. Ever since someone when I first stepped into class, my freshman year, to level 1, Ms. Peterson, she told us to write it up, to grab a sheet of paper and write something about ourselves on it. And I told her about my situation. And I said that if I show up one day, to come look for me. And so ever since then, Ms. Peterson's been praying for me. I'm hoping that it can happen. Those words. And because of that, because of her praying for me, I was able to get my permission to work visa. And now I have a job. I have a license so I can drive. And pretty soon, hopefully, I can get into a college that I applied for in New York, which can help me further my studies in criminal justice. And so, because of that, I thank Ms. Peterson for all that she has done for me. Now I will transfer it over.
Hello, everyone. I'm Guadalupe Figueroa. I'm a freshman at Clewiston High School, and I'm in the FPSA program. This is actually my very first year, and I'm very nervous to talk in front of you all. But I wanted to tell you that I'm very proud that I joined the criminal justice program. I've learned a lot of leadership skills and how to advocate for myself and communicate with others and be responsible and just to speak up for myself if anything's wrong. I am actually the oldest. I have 2 siblings, and I joined the criminal justice program because I want to set the example for my siblings. And I'm really interested into law enforcement, and setting the example for my siblings will give me joy to say, for them to say one day that, oh, my sister, she's a cop one day, or she's an attorney. I want to thank Ms. Peterson for allowing me to join. This has been a really good experience, making new friends, allowing to do a lot of community service. I interact more with the community. I know more about the situation that's going on. I have been thrown a lot under the bus, but it's been a really good experience. Thank you. Can we get you guys and your administration to stand here and try to get a picture? Thank you.
Well, you guys did a great job. I'm not going to focus on
Okay. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. hold on, before y'all leave, Kristen. So listen, I was going to talk really nice about them before they left. Before y'all leave, I just wanted to make a point to ask the board and the audience a question. Is there any doubt that the students in Hendry County and Clewiston High School are receiving good services and good programs? If you had any before, surely that put them to rest. Our students are second to none. That we offer programs all across our school system that if the testimony you heard tonight wasn't a complete testimony of how we are helping students come from a spot in life, no matter where you're from, to a spot where they're phenomenally successful, then there's nowhere else that is. So the common denominator there is the great leadership that's in place at Clewiston High School and great teachers like Ms. Peterson. Second to none, and it wouldn't be possible without that great teacher and all those programs and those many other teachers that we have, like the whole pile of them that are in this room here. And there's a whole lot of us in here that graduated from Clewiston High School, right? Yeah, a lot of people graduated from Clewiston High School. People like me and Tom and Morel, we graduated a lot of don't know how, but we did get through. So thank you, Ms. Peterson. Great job at Clewiston High School. Thank y'all for being here.
So at this time, can you hear me? Okay, at this time, we will be accepting citizen comments. And I would just like to ask that we be mindful to turn our phones off or down. And board policy dictates that your comments have to be under 3 minutes and under. If you will look at this lady right here, she'll be the timekeeper. And so anything that goes over 3 minutes, we need it to be concluded. And just a reminder of the civility pledge as you come walking in and as you make your comments. And we will call commenters up as they submitted their public comment card. And the first one would be Katrina Maynard.
I would like to start by saying my name is Katrina Maynard and I'm a really proud former CES student. A role model is someone who I look up to because I know that they are a good citizen and overall a good person who has influenced my life in a positive manner. Miss Carter was my principal when I attended Central Elementary School, and it was one of the best years that I can recall in my school career. After getting to know Miss Carter and how well she treats her students, family, and friends, and how she treats everyone equally, and does so many amazing things, not only at CES, but in our small town. I knew she was and will always be a role model for me. When I saw the video on the news, I was in complete and utter shock, because I knew there had to be more to the story. The lady that I saw in the news portrayed was not who I knew. I then went to social media platforms to try to get my mind off things. And I was completely and truly heartbroken by the things I was reading. I cried when I read that they wanted to hang that. Sorry.
Got it, girl. Good girl. Go, girl.
I cried when they read that they wanted her to hang herself. Called her names that I will not repeat and accused her of things that I just know she was not capable and would never be capable of doing. Nobody should have to read things about someone that they looked up to and loved. Now, I'm a student at Moorhaven Middle High School, and I have other students saying cool things to me about her because they know I attended CES. And it is all based around what is being told and portrayed by the news and what they are reading online. Lies are being shown about the person I know and love, and it is truly and awfully heartbreaking. Please help her bring her and her reputation back. Ms. Carter not only has shown me, how to succeed in school, but as a professional woman in life and in person as in society. I personally babysit for the Carter family. They have 2 amazing boys, and they are amazing due to the morals and values she has instilled in them. My heart is heartbroken knowing that they are hearing all these awful lies about their mother that is traumatizing and ruining to their childhood. I am pleading to you, please stand up under her and take up these awful vicious lies that is told by the news.
Thank you, Ms. Maynard. At this time, Chelsea Barano.
As you stated, my name is Chelsea Barano. I am a teacher at Central as well as a former student of Ms. Carter. I just wanted to say that it's sad to see an elected Hendry County School Board member do everything in her power to tear down and bash an employee of Hendry County because of a personal vendetta. As a board member, you're supposed to support your county and back them in any situation. In my opinion, and many others, this whole situation wouldn't have gone on this long or been taken this far if she would have kept her personal feelings against Melissa Carter to herself. When you're in a position like this, you can't let your personal feelings take precedence over doing the job you were elected to do. You are a professional. Melissa is a professional. The things she has done for this community as well as the school district is beyond words. Every school she has stepped foot in, been an administrator of, or she has always helped improve. From her involvement with the athletic department all the way to putting on the Tiger Boosters fundraiser every year. Her leadership in this community as well as in her school has always been unmatched. Her work ethic and dedication sets her apart from any other principal we have ever had the pleasure of working with. What the world sees is different from what we know and what we see. The world perceives her as someone she's not. The members of this board have also portrayed her as something she's not. She is a leader, a friend, a community member, and one hell of a principal, and we stand with Carter.
Thank you, Ms. Barano. Next, we have Alicia Linder.
Good evening. I stand before our board tonight because I would like to speak about the positive, the correct, and the amazing things that Melissa Carter does for this community day in and day out since she has been born. Melissa is a native to Clewiston, Florida. She left and she went away to college so that she could further her skills as a leader, only to come back and serve her community that she came from. Melissa believes very strongly in hiring many local people here because she believes that community members that reside in this community are important. During the 8 years that I've worked at Hendry County Schools, I have seen Melissa Carter do so many amazing things. Without hesitation, Melissa goes above and beyond what is expected of a principal. She does this in order to make sure that all of the students are set up for success. This is not just students at Central. She does this for students at every school, the middle school, the high school, and throughout the county. Melissa Carter makes sure that she participates at school in lessons that teachers teach. She can be found outside playing with them at recess. She even is known to shoot some hoops at PE class with me. She keeps backpacks around our school so that kids that are bounced from house to house can come to school and just get a backpack. Something so simple. She doesn't ask questions, she gives a backpack. That's something that a principal is going above and beyond. That is not what her job is to do there. Melissa goes to school and she makes sure that every student has the appropriate transportation, clothing, food, access to medical needs, and she offers herself to families in times of need. Melissa personally, on her phone, keeps track of a student who has diabetes at our school. This student's sugar levels will live link to Melissa's phone, and Melissa will be there in the drop of a dime to make sure that she is there to protect that student and to make sure that she is there for the safety of that student. Melissa takes the time to create excellent rapport with all of her students and the athletes in this town. She takes time to learn their names, their families, their academics, and things that they enjoy doing outside of school. In my position, I have to learn 600 names at a school. That is difficult. Melissa doesn't do that at just our school. She does that at all the schools, the middle school, the high school, and all the families in between. Melissa makes sure that she keeps these connections and she maintains a positive atmosphere, and she expects us to keep that at Central, as that is one of the most important things to her. She does this flawlessly. Without hesitation, Melissa is constantly going above and beyond. Melissa is supportive and encouraging to all of her staff members. I know that we have had teachers at our school that she personally takes her time out. She is personally helping them fill out papers for their recertification, when they're reapplying for things. She encourages them from their troubled past to step up and become leaders in our community. Melissa helps.
10-second warning.
1 second?
10 seconds.
10-second warning.
Yes.
Okay. Melissa goes above and beyond for not only her students in her community, but her staff members. And so if anybody would like to speak about Melissa, it should be nothing but positivity coming out of them. We stand with Melissa Carter.
Thank you, Ms. Linder. At this time, John Colhill.
Good afternoon. My name is John Paul Hill. I'm a lifelong resident of Clewiston and a former student of the Hendry County School System. I'm a former teacher and coach at CHS, been a member of the Tiger Boosters for 30 years, served as its president for 9 of those years. I was in the press box every Friday night in the fall for 18 seasons, along with Joe Whitehead, who was the voice of the Tigers for 37 seasons. I say all that to say this. I've been around this community, this school system, this athletic program, and Melissa Carter all my life. I know Melissa Carter. Every one of you know Melissa Carter. The video, the coffee shop talk, the social media trolls don't actually assess the Melissa Carter I know and the Melissa Carter you know. Does this sound like the Melissa Carter you've elevated to one of the highest positions in our school system? An evil administrator, a wicked woman, has hate in her heart, cruel, non-caring, disgraced, should be put in jail, child abuser. Is that the Melissa Carter we're talking about? I know that's not the case. You should too. The Melissa I know is a loving and caring mother and wife, a devoted principal and teacher to her students and staff, a woman with a love for children who began babysitting my 2 young boys, Grant and Miles, when she was 12. I don't profess to know all the facts about this, but I don't need to know them. I know Melissa. In a small town setting like we have here, that's all I need to know. I don't for 1 second believe that this was done without this woman's consent. This was a setup from the very beginning, secretly videoing while you let someone paddle your child. I don't care if you can't speak English. I know what a butt whipping is. Amen. She claims she sacrificed her child for the school to be exposed for what it is. She sacrificed her child for a lawsuit. Her other 2 kids are still there. If it's such a bad environment, why are they still there? Who's the abuser? Who's the abuser? Who should be on trial in public opinion? Let's not just talk about this one incident to get a clear understanding of Melissa. Surely a woman that had all those adjectives thrown at her, she must have a record of abuse in all of y'all's files that you have access to. Misconduct, unhappy parents, unhappy teachers. Just the opposite. I haven't seen her record, but I guarantee you there's not one blemish on it. Nothing but high marks and praises. Teacher of the year, first year she ever taught here in Hendry County. Took an F school to an A school. Well, you're going to have to find me. She's a first-round draft pick in the athletic terms. Everyone wants her. If you don't want her, there's counties around here who'll take her right now.
That's 3 minutes.
Paddling is an unruly and undisciplined child abuse, and I accuse Sylvester Humphreys, Ms. Hardin, Ms. Hankins, Mary Worth, Al Morrell, Vance Johnston, Ed Updegrove, for which we have a school named in this county. They all paddle my butt. Are they child abusers too? It's not it's not against the federal law, it's not against state law. It's against your policy. Do the right thing. Don't let your elected officials, don't let politics or lawsuits stop you in voicing your opinions about this incident and who Melissa really is. She's earned that right. I'm almost finished. She needs your support, and shame on all of you if you do not stand up for this woman and speak loudly about who she is as an administrator, as an employee, as a citizen, and an exceptional human being. Reinstate Melissa Carter.
And then we have Eric Green.
Hi guys, I know most of the people that are local here know me. I've been in this room before. No. Okay, I've been in this room before. And just like Mr. Polehill, but before I go there, the first thing I noticed when I walked in this building was a police officer outside and the officers in the corner. You know why they're there? It's to protect everybody in this room. They sacrificed their life. I'm a black man that's sitting here in a crazy time, right? And I'm gonna try my best not to be emotional, and this is not personal. But they sacrificed their life, not only for you, because you're white, because of me too. I'm not gonna sit up here and play the victim. You understand? And people like Melissa, people like myself, and other people in here have given our lives for these kids. Now, ever since I was in school, Melissa has been around. She's always been working. And everybody who knows her, because everybody here knows her, whether you like her or not, you know her. Everybody who knows her knows the truth. See, we're living in a world where it's all about likes and dislikes. Nobody loves nothing. And it's all about likes. That's job security for some people. And that's fine. If that's what you're in it for, then that's fine, because I'm not in it for that. You guys don't pay me crap. I coach football, I sacrificed the last 7 years of my life for nothing. Not for nothing, because it's about the kids. Every member up here gets paid more than I do. I don't have insurance with the school. But you know what, Joey, you know what I just love? I just love football practice. Because it's not about me. Whatever platform I ever had was never about me. It's about the kids that are coming down. Okay? And it takes sacrifice. Most of these people in here, Melissa, coached or taught in high school. And guess what? They came back. Because you know why? You have skin in the game when you're from here, right? All of you guys up here pretty much are from Clewiston. And I'll tell you this, because we're living in a world where this all cancel culture, this crap that's going on, man, at some point, the good people have to stand up and take a stand. So I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to be the first to do it, and you can probably plan on more. If Melissa's out, I'm out. Guys, listen, I don't care about that. I don't care about what people say about me. It don't matter. You understand? It don't matter. None of that matters to me. I'm a parent. I have children. One of them goes to her school. You can mess with me all you want to. Don't mess with my babies. We protect our own in this town. Everybody in here are Tigers. We protect our own. And I'm like John, you're going to have to find me too. But we protect our own. It's time for us to protect our own. It's time for you guys in red to stand up for what's right.
3 minutes.
So like I said, hopefully I get the football practice tomorrow. But if not, oh well. And I'm sorry to the kids that I love.
Thank you, Mr. Green. Are there any more citizen comment, any more cards that have been filled out?
I don't have any more. You have any more? I have any more.
Okay, so we are going to move forward to the consent agenda. Is there anything on the consent agenda that a board member would like to have removed and put into an action item?
No.
I would like to move consent item B, personnel recommendations, to action item C. And Superintendent, do I have a recommendation?
Recommend approving the consent agenda with the exception of item B.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Samberlake, thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent agenda passes unanimously. Moving forward to action items. Action item A, new personnel allocation request. Superintendent, do I have a recommendation?
I recommend approval of the new personnel allocation request.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Action item A, new personnel allocation request, passes unanimously. Action item B, the 2021-22 administrative support and non-instructional bargaining and non-bargaining reappointments. Superintendent, may I have your recommendation?
Yes, Madam Chairman, at this time, I recommend approval of the 2021-22 administrative support and non-instructional bargaining and non-bargaining reappointments.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Action item B, 2021-22 administrative support and non-instructional reappointments, passes unanimously. Action item C, personnel recommendations. Superintendent, can I have a recommendation?
I recommend approval of personnel recommendations.
Thank you. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? I have a discussion item on the job descriptions for the multi-tiered system of support coordinators for each school. I like that they would be centralized under the ESE department, and so that there's that continuity there. Looking at the qualifications, I see that a reading endorsement is preferred. I'm concerned, kind of think the qualifications should be beefed up, considering that these are going to be delivering that support on the MTSS framework with possible ESE certifications. I would like to see that added as a preferred. I know it would be hard to hit a requirement on that. And if we could add that to the job description, I think that would be suitable. I think that would set you up well for.
Yes, ma'am, and I can absolutely do that, and obviously we did the preferred for the reading as well, because we would always encourage, if we were going to do anyone, to be able to work toward it. So even with the ESC, we can do that.
Well, I think it's important because that's the feeder system going, prior to the intervention system, prior to that classification of ESE. And so, I just think that would be important knowledge to bring in there. What kind of impact do you feel like this is going to have? I know that sometimes we're already short-staffed and having a hard time filling classroom positions.
And that is a concern, as to pull great teachers out of the classroom, but we're really, the central discussion around it is that we are essentially helping the teachers with great teachers and being able to do some supportive things and some tier 3 supports and to take, some of the best of the best and work with our teachers.
Madam Chair, can I speak?
Yes, board member.
Yes, on the multi-tier system, I think it's essential that background in ESE education, that support, because I worked with that group for years and years and years. And if this person is going to multi-step with these teachers and possibly with ESE, moving in that direction, to have that background is very important, because they're going to have that skill base. They're going to have those skills that are necessarily, whether they're in tier 1 or 2 or even 3, that they know that background and know those skills. So I think it's very important. Highly recommend. Thank you.
Would we need a consensus from the board to add that, or?
We can make that.
Okay, all right. All right, is there any further discussion on that? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Action item C, personnel recommendations, passes unanimously. Now we are moving into board member business. Action item A, graduation date. Would you like to speak to that, Superintendent?
The graduation date, this is for next year, by the way. This is the 2022 graduation date. And do we have to approve them, so this we can vote on? Okay, and so as published in your agenda, I recommend approval of the 2022 graduation dates.
Okay, we have a recommendation. Do I have a motion?
Second.
A second, okay. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? 2022 graduation dates passes unanimously. And then board member business item B, reminder. It's just graduation date and time reminders for this year. Doesn't require any action. And at the conclusion of that, we'll go through board member business by district. Reverend Brown, do you have any board member business?
No, not really, but I'd like to say to those who have come on behalf of Ms. Carter, I fully agree with you that she is an outstanding administrator. I want to present.
Board member Samerdike?
Well, it's not to follow Mr. Brown, but I spent 23 years at Central Elementary School. And, you know, it's such a tragedy that this situation has arisen. And, you know, I was there a couple weeks ago. I was there for their speech contest. And it's such a unified group. I'm very sorry to see that this is transpiring. I don't know where to go with that. I don't know that the board is going to make a decision on that yet. It's very hard to say because it's so hard because our community members, our teachers, she's so well supported. I do have one other issue beside that is the Port LaBelle Utilities does a water system for Greater Port LaBelle. They're currently looking at over 500 houses being built out there within the next year. Now, if you add, talking to them, most of them, almost all of them, are single-family, 3-bedroom houses. If half of those houses had children, and just one children, that's an increase in the schools of over 250 children that could be moving to our district, and chances are more. What I'm suggesting is that the school board look at the possibility of a building fee for the school impact fee to help offset some of the costs that are going to arise in our district. So I don't know whether we do that within the board or something our administration could look at. That is something you have to go to the county commission for and get approval for, I'm pretty sure. So, but I think it's something, you know, our community is really growing, and I think that's something that can help us offset some of our growing costs. Thank you.
Just for clarification, Board Member Samerdike, you want the administration to look into this and possibly workshop the discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I think we need somehow to look at that. Now, different districts, I was just at a financial training, and different districts do have different amounts. I'm not trying to force out builders into our community because that's essential, because that gives us employment and so much else. But at the same time, I think some of that cost could be offset by a certain fee to supplement our schools.
Okay, I'll just recap, Mr. Sembernick, just to make sure, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I want to make sure my marching orders are clear. Because of the growth in the Port LaBelle area specifically, and also countywide, the impact to our schools, we know there's going to be an influx of students greater than what we've been accustomed to over the past several years. And you want me to garner what the process is outlined for the board for the impact fee structure. Is that correct?
Well put.
Okay, got it.
Board Member Basquin?
Yes, ma'am. I just would like to echo what Reverend Brown said and everybody else in here that in support of Melissa Carter. She is a phenomenal asset to this district. I greatly appreciate everything she has done for this district and continues to do. I know even behind the scenes, she still wants to participate to try to better this district. And I hate the fact that she is going through what she's dealing with, and there are unfortunate media out there that doesn't call things the way they are. That is very unfortunate. We've seen that for too many times, too long now with the cancel culture thing.
Amen.
And so,
Do the right thing.
I hope that the DOE and everybody else will finish what they've got going on and let's get through this. Thank you.
Thank you, Board Member Basquin. Board Member Nelson?
I too would like to say thank you for the positive support that you have shown. I do appreciate that. And moving on to my next question, optional mask. Somebody asked me, do we have an actual date? Will it be the last day for students, the last day for teachers? What is the actual?
So under the current guidelines that we've been given by the Department of Education, it goes until the last day of school.
Okay.
We are today still under an executive order as far as the Commissioner of Education is concerned. The last day of school, which is roughly 3.5 weeks out yet, then we will reassess at that point in time what the executive order is coming down from the Department of Education is, and then also what the trending data shows with us with regard to cases in our school systems and where we are with our numbers. It is my greatest hope that we can relax that for the summertime, and the Commissioner of Education has already stated that it will not be mandatory at the beginning of school for the 21 school year.
So would it be safe to say that we will reconvene discussion again at our next board meeting?
We can
Follow the data?
We can discuss it all y'all would like, and I'll be happy to prepare any of the
I
data.
just get a lot of calls and texts about, I want a date when.
Yeah, I do too. We all do. That's right.
Yeah, so
Absolutely.
now it's out there for the public to know.
That's right.
Okay, great. And CHS, I know they've already left, but phenomenal presentation. I love Mrs. Peterson and her group, and wow. And that is all. Thank you.
Thank you. We spent our time hashing out the details, so I'll forego board member comment. Do you have anything you want to wrap up with?
I would like to say I agree with Ms. Nelson. Mr. Semberdyke was the one who asked us to institute the schools with regards to coming and giving the presentations, and it has just been a great success. There should not be a best kept secret, and so therefore the schools are able to come and kind of highlight the things that they do. So very, very pleased, not only as a graduate, but as an administrator, and proud for the Clewiston High School community. Great to see the support and the unity that we have here this evening. So thank you all for being here.
Okay, thank you, Superintendent. Seeing there is no further business before the board, this meeting is adjourned.